MC, give it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Good gaming champions, and welcome to the Hype Train, because now we are about to talk about the most exciting games of 2025. You know what's crazy is I remember Dion and Shay not long ago sitting in a basement thinking, man, it's the year 2000. What will I be doing in 2025? Man, I'll be old. And here we are, baby. 2025.
Man, I'll be old. I never thought of myself as old until
I'm
you
old
just
as
said
shit.
it.
I'm letting you know right now I'm old.
Yeah.
God,
I mean,
my
I feel
back
old.
hurts
I
now.
felt old 5 years ago,
Right.
so I can only imagine how old
I know
feel
I'm
now.
old because my knees hurt when it rains.
Hey,
Yeah.
ARP. let me
And
sponsor us.
You don't have to be old to get an ARP though.
Well, I mean, they should.
Well,
I've
the
been a
other
member
way I
for
know I'm
years.
old
This
is
is a
I get
good-
irrationally angry at clouds now for some reason.
What? I just start yelling. I go outside and just yell at the sky.
Yeah,
That's right. I do.
God.
They're the only ones.
Why do you look like a giraffe?
Yeah, I get so mad.
So, well, Dion and Shay, it's good to have you guys. We're obviously getting behind the scenes, prepared for the Golden Meeple Awards, everybody's favorite board game festival. And with that said, before we get to that, we want to talk about what's coming up in the year 2025. Now,
Yes.
we are going to have a Golden Meeple Award for the game we are most excited about, the most hyped up game for this year. But we thought it'd be best to do our top 5 games that we are most excited about today. You guys excited for this one?
Sure.
Oh, I am definitely excited. I love number 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 6 is the honorable mention.
I like that you keep it light for us.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be honest, like, you know, we're going to do a 2024, but I honestly felt like 2024 wasn't as powerful to me as 23.
I
I mean,
agree.
some of the games that were my favorite games of the year came out very late in the year. And I didn't get a chance to go to Gen Con, so a lot of the stuff I was playing was at the conventions I would go to for retailers, and so they weren't going to really hit retail shelves until 2025, into 2024. So I didn't get a chance to play a lot of them till last minute. So I agree. I think 2024 I didn't look forward to as much as I'm looking forward to next year. I'm way more excited for 2025.
Okay.
And only because my kind of games are going to hit heavy this year. So
Right. Exactly. Shay?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of games that are coming out that is a Shay vibe.
really,
Yes.
I'm excited to hear
So
about them.
I'm excited. Number 1's my favorite though.
Okay.
But yeah.
Really, imagine that.
Wow.
Put number one in
that's
this.
how it works, Shay.
I don't know how this works exactly.
I'm going to put my favorite at 3 because that makes sense.
Hey, I want to throw the people off. Be mysterious.
Just trying to be, trendy. All right.
It's understandable.
So, of course, with any good top 5 list, nobody can just pick 5. So you got to have your honorable mentions.
I agree.
So why don't we, stick to our top 5 and not start with 5? Let's start with honorable mentions. So we'll kick it off with Shay. Why don't you list your honorable mentions for most hype games of 2025?
So, this honorable mention is going to shock people because my honorable mention is Heat Tunnel Vision.
Oh, wow.
And if
Oh,
that's my
wow.
honorable mention,
Yeah, I thought that'd be in your top 5.
yeah.
Okay.
But I
Now,
am-
in fairness, that's just an expansion. It's not a full new game.
and that's
Still
what
excited
what
to-
made me do 6. Okay, I mean, there's one game that's expansion, but you will get to that. But I love Heat. I love the fact that we're now going through tunnels. They're gonna have a new front wing, so that's gonna add a little bit of stuff more. New map, and most importantly, in fact, it's the best business decision ever. The car's purple.
Oh, did they pay the nice. Good
So
job.
I'm sold.
Just imagine how excited he'd be if they did rain under tunnels.
Rain,
Heavy rain through tunnels.
No, because probably they're gonna have some rain spots right there.
It was a
and you gotta
joke.
go
before
through-
you go through the tunnels,
Yeah,
then when you come
I-
out.
It was a
probably.
joke. He's like, I'm excited about tunnels. And last year was, I'm excited about rain on the track.
It was really
just-
poor joke.
shut
By
up.
the way. It was poor. It was really bad.
Shut
I
up,
was
Dion.
so
It was a funny
Wait,
joke.
the other honorable mention. Go along.
Days of
This will take
Wonders.
forever. If we
Oh,
Days
no,
of Wonder.
that's
Good
my
job.
own- That's my honorable mention.
That's
We're
it?
good. Yeah, we're good. We gotta keep
I
going.
have 2.
That's
Okay.
good.
One, I thought about you when I seen this one. It's a 2-player game called Layers, like hidden layers, layers, and you're creating. It's a 2-player game, and you're creating like a dungeon layer, and you have to then get through each other's dungeon layer, which looked kind of neat. And I was like, I would play that. It looks really fun. One of the games I play online is very similar to that, where you're trying to keep all the heroes out and you got to build a dungeon. And I'm like, I would really enjoy that. So I'm excited about that one, but I wouldn't call it my top 5. But I want to see how cool that one's done. And that is done by KTRG, which is a 2-player game, which looks exciting. The other one is El Paso Great Western Trail.
Oh, yeah, that's been on a lot of lists.
Yep. So that is an honorable mention for me, only because I really like Great Western Trail, but a lot of times to pull that out, iconography, to teach it, then to play it, you're 2.5, 3 hours into the game. Where this one they're saying plays about 45 minutes to an hour.
So I heard it's a much lighter weight game.
It is a lighter weight game. It's a way to get them excited about Great Western Trails because a lot of people see that big thick box and they pick it up and it's like, man, this is heavy. And it's like, no, it's not bad at all. You just got to learn the iconography. But so I'm excited to maybe get more people interested with that one.
I wonder if it's almost their counter to like My Little Everdell.
Yeah.
Or Little Quacks or some of those other.
I don't
little
think
games.
it's a little one, for kids, but it is.
It's
you know,
definitely
Yeah.
the
Well,
basic.
I mean, one of the reasons why I love Devere games is they're small Euro games that you can get played in a half an hour, 45 minutes, teach for 15 minutes, an hour. You've had a good experience.
Yeah.
It sounds like
and
a
it
game.
sounds great that that's going to be in that hour.
It sounds like a game kind of like how Gloomhaven has Lions of
Jaw-
the Draw.
Jaws of the Lion. Yeah.
So it's like the lighter version of it, but
Yeah.
so you can get into
Yeah, I
the
think-
bigger game.
Yeah, I hate Jaws of the Lion, but yes, that's a
I know,
different
I'm just
conversation.
giving
Because
you a
Jaws of the Lion
comparison.
just held your hand the entire
They
time.
did. No,
But
they did.
But that's what they were trying to do.
yeah,
That was-
and
that was the
it was
purpose.
good for what it was right? Because nobody's playing Gloomhaven. They had to get them into it. So
Yes,
but
yes.
I Great Western Trail, I don't think nobody's playing it. I think they've got 3 really good in the trilogy that they have.
Yeah.
And I think I can't wait to try this one out.
Golden Meeple Award winner for New Zealand last year.
Yeah.
It was.
My honorable mention this year is actually on its way to me right now, and it's a game called Iridia. This is a big campaign game coming out. This is one that almost feels like the most Skyrim-y type of game in terms of choose your own adventure of any of these campaign games I've seen or owned so far. This one even comes with changeable miniatures. So as your character changes weaponry and things, you can actually alter it. It was made by just a very small team, but it is all about having a lot of control when you're doing the role play of the game. It sounds like it's definitely better to play in a group because there are some cards that have to be read out loud, and usually somebody who'll be playing with you will read the card and then you almost interact with them, and then they kind of have different scripts based on how you answer. So it has a lot of customization for the kind of story you're going to go through. But it was one that was kickstarted 2 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
It's been a long time. The guy who invented it actually went through some health issues with his family. I think his daughter had some serious health problems, and he just kind of fought through it, got it done. So I just got the thing, in fact, today that it's on its way to me.
Nice.
Nice.
That's exciting.
But yeah, so that's the one I'm excited about this year, and maybe we'll get a chance to play it together. So with that said, all right, let's get to the top 5. Dion, why don't you kick us off with
Hey,
your
I can do that.
number 5?
So number 5 for me is Wandering Galaxies. It's from our friends at Plaidhead Games. I've really enjoyed their Forgotten Waters. I've really enjoyed their Freelancers.
The 2024 Gold Meeple Game of the Year.
And I really enjoy the team that works on those games. I
Donald
think it's
Schultz,
a fun,
shout out.
fun experience to sit down with friends. And not only that, but it's a good introduction to like, nobody wants to be the DM. Let's let this app do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's a great way to enjoy an RPG board game mixed together element. So I'm very excited from Plaidhead Games, and it's #soon is what I have, because it's supposed to be 2024 December, and it's not, because I guess I got pushed back. So it should be any January, February-ish drop, and I'm super excited to get my hands on it.
Well,
so,
I know I talked to Donald Schultz's wife at Grand Con in Grand Rapids, and I
she
know
was
they
there,
were
nice.
and I know they were kind of excited about that coming out. I mean, he was even alluding to that
Yes.
when we spoke with him earlier in 2024. So
well, I like space more than
Yes,
I
you do.
like in most
Mythical.
other things. Yeah. So mythical or
Fantasy,
fantasy, I would say, or even pirates. I like pirates better than fantasy. I think that's why I enjoyed Forgotten Waters over Freelancers. But space, I'm down. Let's go.
all right. Well, my number 5 is going to be Final Titan. So this is a game by Nerd Lab Games, the company that made Mind Bugs, which is a real simple card game.
Yeah.
Um,
They made that at TCG now. Mindbug.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
they've added a lot to it. But what's funny about this, Dion, I had to laugh. I shared this with Shay.
Oh.
Literally in the description of this game, it's almost like they watch our show and said, how can we make a game that Dion is going to hate everything about?
Okay.
At the bottom of it, it literally says, don't play this game if you hate dice rolling,
Okay, I'm out.
if you only like Euro games,
I'm out.
and if you hate having fun with friends.
Okay. I like having fun with friends, and I also don't only like Euro games. I just like Euro games better.
Right.
I like a good Amera style game every once in a while. A good story, a good theme.
Let's see what shows up on your list here in a minute.
But yeah, you're right.
But
I'm just digging deeper. You're right.
Right. But basically, this is where you enter the arena to become the final Titan. And so what's cool about this, there's going to be 100 heroes that you get to pick from. It's a fast-paced, card-based game. It's a draft battler. It's a lot of heavy card combos, but it's a living card game. It's not a TCG.
I like that.
Thank God. It's going to have the ability to upgrade your heroes by getting new abilities through the cards. And I think it's a unique IP in terms of the heroes. From what I understand, I don't think it's going to be like IPs that we know. There's no Marvel license or anything like that, but I understand. But basically, it does seem like it's going to have a very hero-y, big battle feel, because part of the dice rolling is giving the ability to have big swings, which I know you hate, but I think it kind of, some of the marketing was like the ability to have big comebacks, which thematically does feel very superhero-y of, oh, the hero is down and just gets lucky and gets back up. So, but the art on a lot of the cards looks beautiful, and I love a good deck builder, and so this one really appealed to me.
Cool. Nice.
Jay, number 5.
My number 5. World Order.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Yes, by Hegemonic Project Games.
Yeah, that looks
Basically,
really
you are the 4 superpowers, and you're trying to get a world order. Why I like this game and why I'm excited about this game is because the people who made the game, like, they are professors, they are people who like study this stuff, and I played Hegemony, and it was like one of my favorite games last year.
Yeah, it was really good.
And so I'm looking forward to seeing how they really structure these kind of, it's an area control type game, which is obviously makes sense, but it's something that looks, it's something that seems like it could be, in fact, if they do the mechanics how they did beforehand, if they do a mechanics that makes you feel like it's like you in the different powers.
Yeah.
It's
No,
gonna
I'm
be pretty
excited
good.
for that one too. That's a good pick.
So that's
number
my number
5.
5.
That's
Yeah.
really good at number 5.
Yeah, and away from, because this may show up again later, I'll save my comments. So,
Okay.
all right. So number 4, I'll go ahead and kick off number 4 here. My number 4 is going to be from Skytear Games, a company I hold very dear to my heart. It was my first crowdfunding experience ever. I had to send a guy who happened to own the company, Ricardo. Sent him money directly, and I thought, did I just get scammed? Because I didn't know how crowdfunding
Ricardo was
worked.
like, thanks, as
Yeah.
he takes a picture of his steak at a dinner.
Yeah, he's like, send me $150. I'll send you the Kickstarter. I was like, it was on Discord, and I'm like, okay, is this how it works? But I ended up getting it. It was awesome. So Onward is actually going to be a spiritual successor to
Onward is what it's called.
Skytear.
Oh, okay.
So what they're trying to do is take what they learned through the years with Skytear, the MOBA game, and they're trying to simplify, clean it up, make it a better. I don't know that, the thing I have with it is I don't know that it, like, I might have to get rid of my Skytear if Onward's good, because I don't really play Skytear enough to justify having both of them. The couple of things that I think
They
they're
already
going to be
got your
different
money, you're
is, well, I'm going to get it. I just don't know if I'm going to keep them both.
Fair.
But they added basically new monsters and jungles to try to change the board up. There's less focus of, like, at the center of Skytear, there's always the outsider that kind of really ransacked. There were towers in the on the sides, like a classic MOBA, and I think they cleaned some of that up. They got rid of the mandatory deck building, which I think a lot of the higher tier players really enjoyed about it, which for newer players I think was a little more intimidating, because building your deck was critical for success. They removed the hexes, which will be interesting. They went to, like, larger scale area control versus the smaller hexes. And the one thing that I don't know that I like is they removed the victory cards, which I think kind of adds some uniqueness to
So
every
is this just
game.
Skytear remastered?
They're very clearly saying it is not that. It is a whole new IP. It's a whole new box art. Everything is different about it. So they're keeping away from it. But either way, I support them with whatever they do. It'll be coming, I think, to Kickstarter soon. And Onward and Upward it is.
Nice.
Cool. So my number 4, some people got that at their house or is coming to their house sooner than later. because you know I love IPs. We're talking about the Elder Scrolls Betrayal
yeah, I'm
of
waiting
the
for
second
mine.
era.
Oh,
People
I'm
already
waiting for
got
mine.
it.
Yeah.
People already got
I'm
it.
waiting for mine to come
Already
through.
got
Yeah.
it. So basically, this is going to take place during the Tamara. I have not played.
Tamriel.
Thank you. I haven't played Skyrim in so long. I can't remember these. But Tamriel
Elder
second
Scrolls,
era.
yeah.
And it's like it seems kind of like how Skyrim was. Like you can get an adventure, but the adventure comes with three different stories within said campaign. And they do it's by Chip Theory.
Yeah, Chip
and
Theory's
Chip
amazing.
Theory, you
With
know,
pieces.
The pieces
Oh my
are gonna be
gosh.
really cool. And
They better have brass minifigs too.
They don't.
I know they don't, but they should.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm sure they will come out with
yeah,
them.
worked, yeah. But it seems I love a good game that can be like that feel that campaign let you get your different players and have
Yeah,
a different
that's a good
feel
one.
to it, and is not gonna take 5 years to beat. See, that's
I feel like it's gonna take 5 years to learn.
Oh,
I
well,
mean-
I don't think it's going to take 5 years to learn, but I think to get through it, it might take a while.
Well,
it's going to have with the campaigns and everything. You're probably looking at 100 hours of gameplay easy.
they said that each adventure has three like three stories within the adventure. So what I'm thinking it is that you can play one, you can play that adventure, and then you got another adventure you can play, or maybe you branch off like you about to say. So you get at least your adventures in,
Oh, okay.
and if that's all you want to do. I mean, I've been looking
I
for
haven't done a
more.
whole lot of research on it, but I know I'm
I've
getting
been
them.
looking for more campaign games that you can play in a day or two. Like more games that you can have that campaign feel to it. And I think Skyrim did it well. I think if you actually do it, Skyrim will do it well. And I think this is going to
The Elder
just
Scrolls,
hit
yeah. I
really
agree.
nicely. So
Yeah.
number 4 is Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era.
Well, I saw Chip Theory games. I saw Elder Scrolls, and I hit the all in just blindly. So I'm dreading.
I'm waiting for mine. I got a whole case of them coming. So
Yeah. They should sell pretty quick.
yeah, I think so too. I think it's although it's weird here. Some games are really hyped, and some games I think there's gonna go real quick. It doesn't. So, but I did buy a full case to put on my shelf because I was that excited about it. So I know one of them already sold. So my number 4, you're gonna hear this name quite often as I'm going through my list. It's by Eagle Griffin Games. I really like Eagle Griffin Games.
Oh, we know.
Can I make a guess? Is the art by Ian O'Toole?
La Pastry Rococo. It is not done by Lacerda.
Yeah.
Okay. It is a second. So I have problem getting Rococo to the table because I'm like, we're gonna make dresses. People are like, dresses, that's dumb. But a pastry game, maybe. I don't. Maybe. maybe. I don't know. So it's not doesn't come out to December 2025. So it's a late year for me. That's why it fell down to kind of 4 if I'm excited about because it's one of those. Will it come out this year or will I see it early next year? Due to the fact I'm a retail shop.
And there's only space on your table for one Lacerda game coming out this year.
No, there's a space for there's
A couple of them.
two. But anyway, we'll get to those later. But I'm really excited about it. It was just announced a couple days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and I looked at it and I was like, I like what they're doing here. I like the inlay boards. I like the pieces that are coming with it. I'm very excited, so I have to reach out to my Eagle Griffin rep and be like, hey, make sure I get some copies of that.
And maybe a preview copy for Champions Tabletop.
Yes. So I'm excited about that one.
Good. Good. All right. Well, let's move on to number 3. Shay, what's your number 3?
Number 3. Again, you should know me by now. Nemesis Retribution.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was coming
Awakened
out.
Realms.
Yeah.
Oh, this time.
Yeah, I
So
forgot that was
first,
coming.
first you had Alien, the movie, and then you have Alien, like the between Alien and Aliens, like the little. That's the second Nemesis. This one, they know the aliens are there. You got your tech. Let's go and kill some aliens, and that's what is going to be the vibe. They have a new hex style board with it.
Oh,
but
that's different.
But I still think it's still you got the corporation thing, you got the personal thing. Is this a new way to kind of do it? Like you were gonna face like multiple aliens, multiple.
When that
like,
comes out, we
beings.
should do an event where you play through all of the thing, all of them.
Oh,
That would be fun.
I'm
That would
so
be fun.
down.
Yeah, that'd
So,
be fun. That'd be a good day.
That is definitely something I've been looking at for at least a year or so now. But that should come out this year. So my number 3 is Nemesis Retribution.
All right. Deanne, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is by Eagle Griffin
Oh, my
Games.
gosh. You know there's other companies.
I mean, yes, but They're getting some good stuff. This one I'm excited because it's coming real soon. It's like February. They already sent me like you'll be getting it soon. So I'm like, yeah. It's House of Fido.
Okay.
Like Fido the dog? Like dog
no,
houses?
like
You make
the
dog
music.
houses?
Like the music.
Oh, I seen that. I seen the cover of that.
It's pretty cool. It is done by Lacerda, and it is done by
Who's the
Ian
artist?
O'Toole.
Yeah.
It's so fine.
Are they best friends, you think, in real life?
I hope so.
They do a lot of
I
stuff
hope they
together.
get together and just like drink, like just like
Right.
hang out and talk board games. And
Yeah.
Or
art.
not talk about board
Or
games.
not talk.
Right.
Just hang out.
Right.
Just talk about other people's shitty art. I don't know. That'd be cool if they got together. Just talk about
But
how
they've talked
other,
about AI art a few times.
Yeah, I
I
bet.
bet they did.
Anyway, House of Fido. Fido. I think that's how you say
Fido?
it. Anyway,
I think it's Fido.
it's not Fido.
You make dog
It's
houses.
a piece of another. So they've been doing this thing where they take like Bot Factory and it's a piece of Kanban, right? So they take out the meaty stuff of Kanban and still give you something solid to play that is a piece of that that you can connect back to. So it's another entry level excitement that I can get people to get into, play it, and then go, oh, I really liked this mechanic. Oh, you will love Kanban. Then let me get you into that, right? So it's a way to test the waters without really throwing somebody into the deep end with something like Kanban or Kanban, however you want to say it, or Roko, those kinds of things. This is a better way to get into it. So I'm very excited about this one. It comes out, like I said, in February. I will have a demo copy, by the way. It's already, I got a demo copy on the way. But yes, I'm excited about that one. What's your number 3?
A good nap during those how to play videos.
No, stop.
That's my number 3.
It is amazing.
No, my number 3 is kind of go back to is this threw me off, but I know I'm not alone because I was a part of the biggest Kickstarter on GameFound of 2024, and that was Cyberpunk 2077, the board game,
That already
which is
came out, I
funny.
thought.
No, I
it's-
was just gonna say that's what people thought. The CMON game did,
Oh.
but this one is go on board. This one generated over $9 million on crowdfunding, and it's effectively a fast-paced, cooperative, story-driven, tactical action game. So this one, the other Cyberpunk game was more of an area control type of game. This one is far more of like a story focus. So it's something that you can play with friends. You're trying to accomplish things. You can play as V and Panama and Joey or Jackie and Judy. So there's a lot of expansions. So a lot of the characters that you have seen, they even made an Edge Runners expansion as well. So if you like the characters from Edge Runners, they'll be in the game as well. But overall, it really attracted to me because I love the video game, especially the
Yeah, I
work
like
the
it too.
CG Project Red did for the the updates and the refining of it.
I liked it when it first came out. I was one of the few that enjoyed it. When
Oh,
it
I
was
did not like it
I
at first.
loved it. I mean, it was
It's rough,
It
but I
had
liked
some
it.
rough
Yeah.
punches, but
But I like that, unlike the CMON game, I like that this one is more about an actual story, which to me feels more cyberpunk focused.
yeah.
And so that got me really excited. So I did back it. So that's something that we definitely have to play on.
So let me ask you both a real quick question before we move on to our number 2.
Yes.
Where do you find time to play all these like campaign games that you guys are talking about?
I don't. I just let them sit on the shelf.
As we talked about, I find games that are only like a day.
No, I
just checking.
just put them on the
Because
shelf
I can
of
sit
opportunity.
down for like 3 or 4 hours at a time, and then I've got to get it. It's done. I can pack mine up and walk away. For you guys, 3 or 4 hours is not even dent the campaign.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but
but I love story.
I get you.
I agree. I like a story.
And that's it. And that's one of the New Year's resolutions that I did make to myself
Nice.
was to massively minimize purchases this year just because I have way too much that's still in cellophane. And honestly, it bothers me a lot because I've got some incredible games that I still haven't even cracked.
yeah, that's
And you're right, like the campaign games, like I have Ice and Fear Guard, I have Frosthaven, I have Oathsworn, I've got Avalon on order. I've got
that's what I'm saying. The 2 you've already mentioned 2 in your top 5 that I was like,
Yeah, Iridia,
how
yeah.
do you
I don't.
like find the time to get through those?
I
because
don't.
we still haven't got through Oathsworn. It came out 2 years ago,
Yeah.
a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and we're still not through it because we just cannot find the time to all
It's
get
more
together
the
and
pride
do
to
it.
know that I own it.
And I think for me, I think doing this could be a whole thing, a video, but I think the way, because I got through pandemic legacy because we were stuck in a pandemic. So
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're stuck or you
Yes.
schedule it and you've got the problem is like I almost want to charge people to show up at a table, and it's silly. But even at like your house, I want to charge them because then you have skin in the game that you're going to be there every Saturday or every
Yeah.
Sunday. You're going to be
Yeah.
there, right? You're not going to pull the whole I got to do this and because life gets in the way,
And that's hard with
especially as we
campaign
get
games.
older.
Yeah.
And campaign games, when you miss a week and then another week and then another week and then next thing you know, we tried to finish ISS Vanguard.
yeah, that
And it's still sitting back there with all the additions, all the kids. We didn't even touch any of the expansions.
Yeah.
And it's still sitting back there. And we just.
Well, and
it's-
you're right though, but like Oathsworn, for example, like when you pause a game, I mean, you're in a position where like you need the people, so you've got a two-hand basically just to make up if somebody misses. So it really puts you down a bit. But I mean, honestly, Dion, I mean, the true answer is I don't have enough time
Yeah.
for them. But
figured.
but on the flip side of it, I also look at it as I've got at least 35 good years left in me,
legit.
and
you're gonna
board games
store
don't
them
go
all
bad.
up.
They don't.
And then you're going to be like, hey, guys,
We'll
we're going
see
to have
you in a bit,
dementia.
man.
We're not going to remember what happened last episode.
Doesn't matter
But
because
we're
guess
gonna
what?
app
That
for
means
it.
every week it's gonna be a new exciting adventure,
There we go.
even if it's the same one.
Oh, jeez. So my number 2, because I'm just going to start off, I think it's my turn. My number 2.
I like that you got the order. I'm glad you
and
caught on.
2, yeah, I figured it out. Wasn't that hard.
I swear to God, if you see Eagle Griffin games again. Oh my!
Yeah, of course it is.
It isn't. It's Kenson Key Games.
Okay, cool. Oh, I know what game you're talking about.
Also art by Ian O'Toole.
Yes, it is. That's why I didn't.
But-
One trick pony.
It looks really good.
I'm sure it does.
Oh my God. Watch our. Do we have that video out yet?
It will be out tomorrow.
Oh, watch that video first. Go back. Stop now. Run back. Watch that video.
It's a great video.
Amazing.
It's a great video.
Anyway.
Reacting to trailers.
The game looks good. Anyway, Galactic Cruise. Big fan of that one. That one comes out March. I'm
That did look
super
good.
excited.
That did
Yeah,
look
it
good.
did.
I really want to play that. One of my favorite games of the year last year, probably my number one if I had to pick one, is Civolution. Stefan Feld, really amazing designer as well. It feels kind of similar to that without the rolling of the dice, where you're trying to plan out, you're creating experiences, and you're trying to store certain things. It looks really good, and so I'm really excited to play this one. It's another one that it's gonna take me a while just to read through the book. It's another one of those thick books, but I'm very excited. Galactic Cruise, cannot wait. I know the guy. I have his message, his direct. I told him I was going to show up at Christmas, and I never did. So, knock on his door. Can I get a copy? Give me a copy, buddy. It's
Again,
Johnny.
If you got a preview copy, we'd love it at Champions Tabletop. My number 2 is going to be a rehash of one we've already heard, and that's going to be World Order.
Oh, yeah, it
Makes
does sound
sense for
good.
the
That looks
financial
good.
guy, right?
Yeah.
So Hegemonic Project Games, ultimate international relations game, deck building, area control. It's going to include U.S., China, Russia, the EU, leaving Canada out of this, and apparently Greenland too.
Well, they're part of U.S.
Well, they are. We own them now. We own them.
kidding.
I
Just
bet they
joking.
matter in that game because that's a trade route for
joking.
Russia.
I'm joking.
But what I love about it is, one, it comes with a 72-page book to teach you the history of international relations, which I thought was
Really?
awesome.
Yes.
Oh, that is
That's what I
hardcover.
love. That's what. Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, they did such a good job with hegemony or however you want to say it. I don't know. How they did such a good job with that game.
Yeah.
I've watched it played numerous times here in the shop, and I'm just like, man, this just clicks well with trying to figure out what you're trying to do, but and keeping everybody else somewhat happy, and trying to figure out how to succeed at what you're doing without totally screwing everybody else at the table,
Yeah.
because then it's going to come back and get you in the long run. So I really love that balance.
Exactly.
And it's
Yeah.
like real life balance. And so I'm really excited to see what they do with that game.
and
It's,
it's so-
not on my list, but it should
Yeah.
be because it's good. It looks
And
real good.
From the early previews of other channels I've seen, it seems like it's different enough. Because in theory, you could take and say, oh, well, communism could be China. You know, capitalism could be the U.S.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so you could make those assertions. So I hope it's different enough, because this really, where that one is class warfare, this one truly is international relations, where you're going to be creating trade deals. You're going to be building infrastructure. You've got to keep your population satisfied. You've got to invest in financial projects to build up your society. So to me, and that's not for everybody, but I love the theme. I love the topic. I love the politics that it seems that you're going to have with this game if it plays out the way that I hope it does. And because of that, you know, I'm super excited. Hopefully it comes, I don't know when they're supposed to release this.
And
but-
neither.
I've played
Playbook's coming
Twilight
this year.
Struggle. which sounds very similar to what you guys are explaining, but it's just 1v1,
what- yeah.
and it's really
US
good.
and
It's one of the
Russia.
best 2-player games I've played. And to make it now a 4-player opportunity, and not only that, but to add all this extra back end on it, I
Yeah.
think is really what that game to me was missing.
Yeah. And that's what's going to be interesting is if you can get 4 people who are into it together. I bet that is just
Oh, I
going
bet
to
it's
be
gonna
be amazing.
a brain cruncher.
I know 4.
Oh, I know 4. I'm part of
Anyway.
4, and I know 4 others.
Yeah.
So that's my number 2.
Cool.
All right, my number 2. Y'all know what it is.
Do we?
I don't.
Yes, you
I have
do.
That's
no
why we're
clue.
asking. That's why we're here.
Final Girl
I thought it was
Series
number 1.
3. Number 2.
So I don't know
baby.
that would be number 2. That blows me away.
Number 1 for me. I thought it would be number 1 on his list. If I was voting on what his top 5
If-
were, I could bank that at number
if
1.
AJ at Van Ryder Games saw this,
I think
he
he'd be
would
very
shut
upset.
the video
I
off.
think AJ will understand what's my number 1 is, but
I don't think he will.
I guess he will.
bet he's pretty upset right now.
So, in fact, I'm upset with him because look, story time. So, season 3 hasn't came out yet. It was last year. I talked to him. We talked about one of our favorite movies, which is Saw, because the first Saw was actually a thinky one. It actually had a little
It was
Yeah, I
a
something.
liked
movie.
the first one.
It was a good movie.
They got a little
2
crazy
through
with it, like-
25
Yeah,
were kind of
225 they went out. Yes.
Through 74 was
This
kind of
man
stupid, but no.
looked me in the eye and said, "Oh, that's nice," and did not even give me a wink or a little nudge that the series 3 will have the people who actually look like Saw. That still make anyway.
wasn't based off like a Saw series, is what he did. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
rough.
yes.
Well, I'm surprised to hear this number 2.
But I'm telling you, they're gonna have bombs. They're having they have like the Saw. I can't remember the actual names, but I just know by the movies. They're gonna have Hellraisers. So they're gonna have Pinhead. They're gonna have Terminator. They're going to have, of course, the Demogorgon from
Stranger Things.
Stranger
Things,
Things, and then the Tremors. It's like things that you. So so it's all those 5. And of course, they're
If I
not.
had money,
they're
I'd
not
give it to you because I
actually-
lost that bet. So
I cannot remember it. I can look it up right now. The picture's probably around here somewhere. But I am so excited. Like I told my wife, like, understand me. If that game comes in, I don't care what financial place we are in.
I number
It's
1,
the-
I'm excited to hear what his is then.
Yeah.
Because that must be really
Yeah.
good for him,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But that's my number 2.
Number 2.
Final Girl
congratulations.
Series 3. I can't wait.
All right. Well, now we get to the top of the mountain, the best of the best, the things that we are the most excited about coming out in 2025. So for the rotation, I'm going to go ahead and kick this one off. And my number 1 is going to be from Orange Nebulous.
Oh, yes.
Spiritfire.
Yep.
Makers of Unsettled and Vindication. Spiritfire is a solo journey that you can play with friends. It's all about the choices and choosing your quests. It's a game where you don't have to battle I don't even think there is battling in the game from what little we know about the card-driven game. You basically are going to create a character, and again, it's an experience from what I'm understanding of a lot of critical choices. There's going to be a little element of almost like an MMO of we're going to have you run errands over here and go over here. There's going to be negotiating that you have to do to progress your story. There's going to be a lot of different ways that you can create great combo-driven experiences. It's a lot of card activation. There's going to be multiple different types of decks that you can have. I picked the purple deck. Shade, what did you pick one? Did you get it?
See, I didn't get it because I couldn't get it because I'm
Oh,
saving
that's
up for
that
Final
one
Girl.
that you
I'm
gotta
just
buy the deck and then
You got to buy the,
You
yeah.
gotta buy the actual thing,
And
and I'm thinking I'm gonna get it later, but it's definitely it's on my like
'Cause-
wheelhouse to get.
Because you're going to create your character through a personality test, which I think is pretty cool. So again, so much more of the experience is going to be about non-battle, and I love that it is a real focus on solo gaming, which does make something like this much easier for me to play, keep
Yeah.
on the table, and not rely on other people. So this is the kind of game that ends up number 1 because it's the easiest for me to play by myself.
Yes,
I had to.
Spiritfire, Orange Nebula.
I had to. That's exciting. I remember you excited
I
about
was
that
super
before.
pumped about that one.
Um, I'm gonna go the other way and then let you do yours final because I want to hear what your last one is. But before I start, my number 1, they've got. I want to make it very aware to people that are watching and listening that, of course, I like heavier games. However, I am still really excited about like T-Witches that come out. That's what I had to look up the name because they just announced it.
Everybody
days
is
ago.
talking about that game, and I don't know why.
It's from the guys who did, or from the lady who did Flamecraft. Which is a nice little introduction into something else a little new and different, which is pretty cool. That looks really good. And
We already did
there's-
honorable mentions.
There's some books ones that I there's a lot of like they're doing like a lot of book theme this year.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
a lot of those middle there's gonna be it's really excited for people that aren't as heavier as that I like to play in. And I'm not doing honorable mentions. I'm more or less doing. There's still a lot to be excited about in 2025.
Oh, there's so much.
Right.
So with that being said, you know the one I'm the most excited.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Yes, we do.
Let me guess.
You can also see this in the trailer video that we just
Yes,
released.
yes.
Oh,
is it,
really?
Is it by?
We watched this.
It's art by Ian O'Toole.
Yeah, it is actually.
Lacerda, maybe?
Oh yes, it is, baby.
Eagle Griffin Games?
Why you guys are mind readers?
So it's like, we can guess it.
You know the name?
Speakeasy.
Easy.
Oh yes, it is.
Come on down to the Chouse and get all soup.
September.
Maggie Sue, let's go
I thought
for
it was coming
dance.
out earlier, and then just when I was doing my research for tonight, I was like, "Oh, it's September. Crap." So it still makes it on my number one, although
Still
it is a
2025.
long ways away.
It's only a baby development away.
I really
Legit.
9
want
months.
a copy tomorrow.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
do.
not gonna happen. Well, why don't you call your best friend Ian O'Toole? and
Right.
ask him. Get a
Listen,
preview copy
I
for
need to get a
Champions
hold of
Tabletop.
Lacerda. Listen, if you got a direct connect, Lacerda.
You got a direct
hook
connect
a
to Eagle
brother
Griffin.
up.
Contact
I do.
them.
They won't give me a demo copy.
Yes, they will.
They don't like me enough. They have to wait till it's released.
I mean, that's fair, but
But if
They
they see the
literally
video, I
sponsored-
mean, I literally got 1, 2, 3 Eagle Griffin games I'm super excited about this year.
Right.
Because Eagle Griffin, they're not carried everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're really not. They're I think the closest to us is an hour away.
Right.
That carries this game. They're just not something you're going to find on a shelf at Walmart
Right.
or a shelf at most game stores that call themselves a game store. Eagle Griffin Games makes something pretty unique, and it's almost before Kickstarters there was Eagle Griffin.
It's the art film that only the snobby people like.
That's not true. That is not
It's
true.
not the popcorn film.
That is
It's
not
the
true.
it's the art
It just
film.
has.
it's
It's
a
the
different
same.
vibe.
Believe it or not, we're in the same boat. You buy Kickstarters because you like all the cool pieces and the neat stuff you get. Well, this comes retail that way, right? So it's deluxeified before deluxeified. This is normified for deluxeified, right? And so their games are just next level. This one, of course, you are running a speakeasy and you're creating back in the 1940s, I want to say 20s, 30s, somewhere in there when it was illegal.
Yeah.
When alcohol was
Prohibition.
illegal, maybe it's prohibition. And you're having to transport that alcohol and sell it and keep away from the cops. And it's something a little outside of the norm. And one of the things when I taught somebody yesterday, Vinhos, which is a Lacerda game, they were like, wow, this is very, for people saying Europe style games or European style games don't have very much of a theme. They were like, Eric was saying, this is very thematic. And it fits perfectly with what you're trying to do. So I'm very excited to see how they do that. It's not taxes like the one that, I mean, literally the other one you mentioned, the World War one, sounds more of like in-depth taxes than most of my European games that I like to play. So,
Well, I don't know why you're wearing a Voss Media shirt. You should have an Eagle Griffin shirt on.
You should have one. I don't know how they not
If they
sent you
sent me one,
I don't know how
I
they
probably would on it. I like a lot of their games.
I know you do.
Yeah, and even some of their lighter games, like Can't Stop.
Oh,
We're doing
Can't
an
Stop. I
event
like Can't
tomorrow
Stop.
for Can't Stop. You can win a free copy, which is pretty cool. It's just a little dice rolling, simple game that you just are like, whatever.
There's tumbling
beer and
dice I want
pretzel.
to try out.
Tumbling Dice is good. I mean, check them out. They're awesome. So I'm a big fan of them, but I'm really excited about Speakeasy. And I'm done. I'm really excited to hear what your number one is. That's where the drum roll kicks in.
Okay, the drum roll. My number one. And this might be cheating because, last year is my number one. Because I thought it was going to come out number one. But I heard February 4th on a site called Kickstarter, this number one is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, the Midnight Void RPG. Oh, the Midnight is finally done. Wait, where's my bag? Where is my bag? I don't know where my bag
I guess I should have
is.
seen that one coming.
Well, I
A few moments later.
Oh, he's coming back. Okay.
It's a real thing. It's an actual real thing with real pages. My sister actually looked at this book and was like, "Oh my god, like this is actually a real book." Yes, I've been working on that, but it's like feels real. Yes.
I mean, it's tangible, so it is definitely real.
Can I touch it?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I'm touching it.
So why don't you tell us about it, Shay? You're number one.
Okay.
Oh.
So the Midnight Void RPG. is really a love letter to shows like Twilight Zone, like Are You Afraid of the Dark, Black Mirror, and basically it's a TTRPG for like 2 to 4, maybe you can get 6 in it, but you basically go on a lovely trip. But every trip has a little detour, a little entity that is making your trip very, very wrong. And it's an easy system. You roll, cross out numbers. If you roll again, you shrink your dice. You shrink your dice all the way to a simple coin flip. And with that, we'll decide if you have a good trip or a bad trip. It is a great system. A lot of people have looked at it and ran play tests with me, and the fact that it's going to be on Kickstarter and be able to, y'all can see it, makes me so
nice.
happy. This is just the start of it. I think this first one is going to be just digital, so I can save up, and then I'm going to go to my local places like Voss Media Board Game
Hey!
Cafe.
I got a copy right now. I just got it.
to get a more physical, and I'm gonna sell it locally, and then maybe we'll do it bigger. But right now, we're just trying to get enough funds to do that, and so that is 100% my number one game, and I'm so tired. I'm excited.
Well, Shay, congratulations.
Yes, definitely. Congratulations to those guys at Neon Yellow Gaming. I heard they're pretty decent over there. So
Yeah, they sent
Neo
me,
Yellow
me a copy. Look
Yeah,
at that.
man.
More game people to send Champions Tabletop a
Finally,
copy.
somebody sent us
finally,
something.
somebody. Oh.
But well, Shay, I will say, this is something that you've worked a lot on. You've stressed over. You've fretted over. You put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to try to make it as good as you can. So congratulations, because this is the start of your journey, and we hope that it's just the start. And you've got a lot of great stuff coming up in front of you. So, and I would be remiss real quick if I didn't say at the end of this video, for anybody still watching, our old producer Brandon, for those of you who remember,
he's got something coming out too.
we
Yes.
replaced him with AI Bot. Brandon is going to be coming out with a game with the guys at DSG who make
forgot
Free
about
Blades. Is it called Palindrome? I think is the name of it. It's going to be a card builder
Yes.
in the, kind of the vein of Dominion, which is one of his favorite games of all time, and he's put a lot of work into that. But
We'll be
think
getting an early copy of that.
we are going to
real
be getting
soon.
we're going to get an early
So
copy. And
we'll be able to do a
I
little
think
video
they're
on it.
launching it at Gen Con, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that's still the plan. I'm not 100% on that. They
Yeah.
said they might have to push it off a little later, but
Yeah.
we'll get an early copy of that one. So I'm excited to show that one off in the show.
We'll have to have him back on the show to do
we'll
that.
have to have him back on to kind of walk us through how to play this one.
and we'll make him run the board when he's here.
Right, so
So-
he'll teach
he
and
could
run the
set-
board.
Run the board back by
Yeah,
there. You
yeah.
go. Put it to
for
work.
old time's sake.
For old time's sake.
So,
nostalgia.
but either way, I think it comes down to this: 2025 is shaping up to be an incredible year.
I agree.
and
Yes.
I think that there's going to be so many games and opportunities for all of us, and I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of opportunities, excitements. We've got a lot of conventions coming up this year in 2025 that we're going to be. Dion, I know you're going to get to go to Gamma. Hopefully, we're going to represent ourselves at Origins and maybe even Gen Con as well. So
Yeah.
and then we're just waiting for Spiel. Dion's going to buy us tickets to Spiel.
Is that how that works?
That's Spiel, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I got to sell
Thanks,
a
buddy.
lot. Yeah.
Well, just talk to your friends at Eagle Griffin.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So, with that said, we're looking forward to sharing this upcoming year with you. We thank you for all of your support over the last year. And again, if you get a chance, please like, subscribe, and comment. That means the absolute world to us. We're really trying hard to make sure that we hit over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And obviously, we've got TikTok, rest in peace. And we're going to be joining Clapper, which might be an alternative. We've got Instagram and Facebook, so definitely look for
YouTube,
Champions of
Obviously, YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts. So definitely check out Champions of Tabletop on all of your socials. You'll find us there, and we're looking forward to sharing this year with you. So with that said, gentlemen, champions,
Never.
Stop.
playing.
Hey.